See, when we engaged in land appropriation and distribution in the names of the women, the first issue come to us is the investment on agriculture. In the investment on agriculture is the main important thing is the seed. We have seeds in the country which is supported by government with subsidies, that is hybrid seeds. These hybrid seeds can only survive with package of chemicals and pesticides used and cultivated, and this also survive with all this package when there is adequate water, and the lands that we occupied are very dry, and these lands can only be cultivated only in rainy season, and depends on the rain success and failure of the crops decide. It is in this context we also found that large monopolies from outside of the country having tie-ups with Indian seed companies, dictating terms about the seed genetics and the seed politics. So, taking all these wider level and also local level, wider level policy implications, how it is affecting the local level, ground level situations, we felt that let us bring back our traditional seeds. India has thousands and thousands of varieties of seeds on every crop before the introduction of green revolution. We know the devastations created after the green revolution, lot of these seeds are disappeared in the public sphere, and most of these seeds are lie down only traditional seeds in the dry regions where tribal population are cultivating the cultivation the crops, and these tribals they cannot afford to go for chemical fertilizers, and they are got used to this traditional minor millet crops, and they do not apply these chemical things, and government also will not give to these kind of things, they will only give it to the cash crops. So, it is in that context we have felt that the land is given in the names of women need to be produced food for basic food needs. It is in that context seeds which should have drought resistance capacity to address the this dry land cultivation. For that reason we have decided to promote seed banks. How the seed banks operates? Our women and men who are good in agriculture go and collect drought resisted traditional seeds which are in the hands of the tribals in different regions, and bring them to the common pool in a village, and then process it to keep the free from the pesticides. They have a process, the process which goes from cleaning the seed and then preserving with neem leaves and salt they use, so that the insects will not attack them, and properly put them into the bamboo baskets which are pasted with the cow dung, so that the pests will not enter into the things. So, in those boxes they preserve the seeds until the season starts in June. So, from January onwards they procure, process it and preserve until June. In the June month, so depends on the acres that the village is cultivating, the women who manages, there are 4 or 5 women in every village who are landless, manage these seeds. So, 20 acres of land is going to cultivate by 20 farmers, then the whatever they need, all the needs of the seeds will be given by these women. They keep the record who takes how much grain, food grain, seeds. So, then in return after harvest the crop, they give the double of the seed what they have taken. So, that also will be processed. 50% of that return balance seed is given to the people who manage the seed bank, so that their basic needs are also taken. So, that way seed banks one time investment will continue to provide seeds to these farmers which are free from all these toxic pesticides, chemicals and all those, and they also involved in organic manure preparation methods. These are all done with the training, exposure and also cultivation practices by women. So, that way today we have 9 varieties of seeds, 4 millets, 4 types of millets, finger millet, pearl millet and then green millet. One more is there in English, I am unable to sell sajjalu. So, these are the 4 types of millets that they produce for their regular food, and the lentils, this are the green dal, yellow dal and then black gram. These are the lentils which is supports their curry and for food substitute good nutritious. These 8-9 varieties we use as a mixed crop, and now for the last 5 years we are able to make 40 seed banks self-sustained with these 9 varieties of seeds managed by women. And today these villages are cultivating the lands chemical free. It is a model for the government to follow. It is a challenge for the MNCs that your seeds are nowhere near to this kind of our climate, our local conducive environment. It does not fit into that, and this is the challenge to the multinationals not to enter into the seed genetics of our country. So, the yield is yield wise, if you see, we cannot see every year yield. If we see 10 years yield down the line, if we see the 10 years yield compared with the hybrid and same you compare with these traditional varieties. So, both are more or less same, and benefit here is that you use the less input, you do not invest, production cost reduces in traditional variety of seeds, whereas there first year you use 1 bag of potassium and the next year you have to use 1.5 bag. By 10th year you will be using, for 1 acre you will be using 5 or 600 kilograms of potassium to get the same yield, and then natural nutrients capacity of the land is devastated by then. So, unless chemical fertilizers you continue to use, you kill not anything, whereas here naturally organic method, the year by year when you do the cultivation, you mulch the wastage into the land, and that way you improve the quality of the land by taking up regenerative agriculture practices. So, there if you see the production appears in superficially less, but in reality it comes consistently in the same quantity or little more or less, but you have the quantity with less production you will have high quantity.